creepy and cool TikToks that will blow your mind. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, as these clips haven't been fact-checked.
A 77-year-old man in Mexico received a terrifying demand from the cartel: abandon your home or die. But Alejo Garza Tamez wasn't just an ordinary man. He had built his ranch with his own hands, and no cartel was going to take it from him. So he doesn't call for help, he doesn't pack his bags. Instead, he carefully prepares for battle. Inside the house, Alejo methodically sets up his defense. He loads rifles, places shotguns at every window, and gathers ammunition. The old man moves with quiet determination, ready to fight for his land. At around 4 a.m., the sound of engines can be heard approaching. A convoy of cartel trucks stop outside the ranch. It was quiet until a gunshot filled the night. It was Alejo. He began to shoot and kill multiple cartel members. Gunfire then rained down at the house from the cartel. Alejo moved room to room, using different weapons to make it seem like there were multiple shooters. The cartel scrambles for cover, confused and desperate. Minutes feel like hours, and the cartel were furious as many of their men were now dead. They then resorted to using grenades. They threw them at the house, but this didn't stop Alejo. He continued firing, taking down even more cartel members. After hearing the gunshots, authorities arrived and found only one man dead in the house, which was Alejo. But outside laid countless dead cartel members. Alejo Garza Tamez wasn't a soldier. He wasn't an outlaw. He was just a man who refused to kneel. His final stand became legend, a story of courage that Mexico would never forget.
Bro recreated Rambo Last Blood. Have you seen the movie?
What message do you have for someone who feels like they've lost their way?
If you feel like you lost your way, I would say congratulations.
What?
If you're lost, that only means one thing. You're about to be found.
All right.
And sometimes you need to lose your way in order to find a better way. Sometimes you need to lose certain things to gain better things. Sometimes certain doors have to close that you want to keep open so a better door can come into your life. So I would say to have patience, have faith. Never lose your belief. Never lose your worth. And do know better is coming for your...
Beautifully said.
Advice would you give me on how to be a better speaker?
92 beats a minute.
I mean,
What?
Speak at 92 beats a minute. Most great public speakers sort of speak in a rhythm. Well, it doesn't matter how fast they're speaking, but they're kind of hitting 92 beats a minute. So I tend to listen to a playlist of songs that are all 92 beats a minute before going on stage. I know that sounds like madness, but I think there's something about that rhythm that just the audience, that kind of the proximal speed of cognition, that idea, everyone kind of gets into that rhythm. And when you look at the great public speakers, they all seem to be hitting that rhythm of 92 beats a minute.
Which song has 92 beats a minute? Anyone knows?
How do you deal with negative thoughts?
I just literally, I'm in martial arts warfare upstairs. I just do not allow it. Why would I?
How is it that easy? You make it sound easy.
So I just use a couple tricks. Sometimes I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and like I just interrupt the thought. Sometimes I say, what if it all works out? Which is a really fabulous thing to ask yourself. Because if you're thinking negative, and by the way, rumination and getting trapped in negative thoughts is one of the biggest symptoms of depression. And it's been proven that when you sit there and talk to yourself, you actually make the problems bigger.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's a very, very...
Because this is the interesting thing. People say you should vocalize it and talk about it, or, you know...
Get it out of your head, write it
vent
down.
to people.
Yeah.
And some people say, no, if you keep talking about it, you're making it bigger.
No, I think talking about it with the intention of working through it is different than talking to yourself about it and working yourself up. And if you are somebody that obsesses about the worst case, you don't know what's going to happen. So if you're going to make something up, train yourself to make up the positive. And if you say to yourself, well, what if it works out? The truth is you don't know. Even if it fails, it might be working out. You can't argue with it. What if it works out?
Right.
Yeah, but well, what if it works out? Well, what if it works out? Consider that possibility.
I'm just learning this. You know the trick, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It works, folks.
When 9/11 happened, there was someone present watching it, witnessed it, unfortunately, you know, how traumatic that would have been. And his name was Gerard Way. You know who that is?
No.
So it was a guy who was trying to deal with this, going to his therapist, and started creating music and came up with a band called My Chemical Romance.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah, I remember.
And then there's a girl named Stephanie Meyer.
No! What's it? Where are we going with this?
Wait for it. Who had listened to My Chemical Romance and was inspired by their music and started writing books that went on to become the Twilight series. Not even finished. Then there's somebody who read the Twilight series and started creating a fan fiction of it. His name was E.L. Wright, I believe.
Oh, I know where this one's going.
Yeah, and he went on to create a fan fiction from the Twilight series that somehow transformed into 50 Shades of Grey.
What?
So just as if
That's a double.
just as if
That's
like the 9/11
triple
wasn't
tragedy.
yeah, just as if it wasn't bad.
All right, I said I was going to give you a couple safety tips. This isn't rocket science, but here we go. When you're going into a store, when you park your car, get off your phone. Put your phone in your pocketbook or your pocket, whatever, and just stay off your phone. Same thing, going in, going out. Stay off your phone. Ladies, especially you, listen, when you're parked here, if you come out and there's a car parked right beside you, and I mean super close to the line or something like that.
Red flag.
That should be a red flag. Is there somebody in the car? Is it a minivan? Has it got sliding doors? Is it an SUV? I'm not saying you can't go get in your car, but just pump the brakes, okay? No pun intended. Just take it easy. Take a little look around. Don't just willy-nilly get in the car. It might be fine. Could be something. I don't know. But when you're getting gas nozzle's doing its thing, lean up against your car. Just lean up against the car. Again, stay off the phone. Lean up against the car. Now you've cut your 360 down to 180. You can see. If somebody approaches you and they're up to no good, spray them with the gas. That's not cool. I wouldn't want to be sprayed with gas. They'll probably run off. When you're in a restaurant, don't sit with your back to the door. Be able to see the door. Know where the exits are. When you're at the movies or church or wherever, sit on the end. If you're a fighter, you can get up and go fight. If you're not wanting to fight, that's cool too. You can run. But you got to be able to get out, right? Don't be stuck in the middle of the road.
You know, staying off their phone is going to be folks' biggest challenge.
U.S. military plane carrying at least 100 Indian nationals has landed here in Amritsar in the state of Punjab. And if you look just over this way, you can see a gaggle of media. And behind the barricades is actually where these people are going to be processed. Now, this is significant for two reasons. One, this is the first plane load of deportees that has come to India from the United States under this new Trump administration. And second, this is the first time that we know of that really a military plane has been used to bring back people from the United States. That's a departure from previous administrations that used commercial flights. The issue of illegal immigration by Indians going to the United States is possibly a thorny issue that could come up between President Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is something that the Trump administration has said it's going to tackle, and it is going to try and get promises from countries like India to say that they're going to take their citizens back.
Canada will be empty if Canada does that. Ooh. Wow. Oh, man. Oh. Oh. So sweet. No. Oh no. Ah. He nibble. The sweetest situation. Simply heartwarming.
So I love what you've done with this place. These roads were all dirt back when I was here. Now you've got this, whatever this is, it's much, much, much better.
Yesterday, Tupac. Today, Abe Lincoln.
It might be the only honest thing around here. Anywho, to the comments. Hey, this time around, if anyone invites you to like a performance, just say no. Is this actually him? Yes.
No.
Yes, it is. They rebooted. Bro, yes. Because we are definitely in a season of Fortnite. All right, where is that reboot band? Tupac, Abe, who's next? My brain.
All right, calm down, lady.
I'm fully convinced. I guarantee everybody does a double take when they see this band. How? And who responded? I did. Who else do we want to bring back? How the hell? Imagine if a time travel actually brought him here and we won't know it. That broccoli's good, isn't it? Season 2? How in the
She's
world
too
did we
happy.
get freaking Abraham Lincoln
Nothing
before
wrong with that.
1986? Bro, that Abraham Jenkins.
You know, have you seen a Robin Williams look-alike? He even sounds like Robin.
It sounds cool, but you're stepping into their backyard, you know. We had a hard time with... Not a hard time. It took us 20 years to not even defeat guys in flip-flops and one AK-47. Cartel has way more than that, and way more money than that. They actually have equipment. They have up-armored vehicles. They know their terrain. It sounds cool on paper, but I think we'd be in for, who knows what, maybe another 20-something year long war, if not longer. But I don't think it's just going to be as easy as and as cool as it sounds. No, it's a totally different environment. They know it better than we do, and these guys have been involved with violence since their inception. So, yeah, it just won't be the same. It won't be like Iraq and Afghanistan, and it took us 20 years to knock that out, and we didn't even knock it out. So, I want to pitch in another 20 years to, you know, temporarily eradicate an organization like the cartel, only for it to pop up, you know, days after we leave. Go for it, but I just don't think it'd be a waste of time and energy, unless you just want to keep your military cape, I guess, their hand in the game, you know, so they always have combat experience. But other than that, I don't think it's really going to eradicate anything.
I'm afraid that the cartel doesn't have to fight the military. They'll go after their families.
I don't think people really understand the level of killing that's happening in Congo. Let me give you an example. See, what's happening in Palestine is very, very bad. But most of the videos that we see are the videos that are being taken by Palestinians people to show the world what Israel is doing to them, right? For Congolese, it's actually the opposite. People have become so comfortable of killing that the people who are killing other people are the ones recording videos to brag about it. I don't think we understand that. So the people who are killing other people, they are taking them, tying them, or burning the villages like that, and then they take videos of them doing it and later upload it on the internet, bragging that they did what they did. That's the level of oppression that's happening in Congo. The killers are the ones taking the videos in this case. So they're not scared of anything. They know for sure that nothing will happen to them for killing people like that. And that's the level of killing in Congo. It has become so normal that they have to kill people and take videos of them doing it and then upload it to the internet. Especially when they're killing Tutsi of Congo. These Western countries have divided us in the ways that I don't even know how we will be able to fix that. Thousands of villages in Congo have been burned to the ground. And most of them were burned at night when people are sleeping, which means a lot of lives were lost. And the survivors, they fled the country, they fled their villages. They're now refugees somewhere in the country or outside of the country. The level of killing in the DRC is something that no one can really explain. And if you've been following it, I'm sure you've seen many videos like that where people are killing other people and then they record it. Imagine other killings that happened that they were not able to record. If they are able to kill like that and record it, what are they doing to people when they're not recording? Can you imagine the kind of death people are dying in Congo? It's something that no one has ever seen. So please keep helping us raise awareness, share our videos, comment, like, do whatever you can to spread the word. It has come to my attention many times that our videos are being blocked by these apps, but we have no choice than to keep talking about it because that's the only thing we can do. Thank you very much for following us. Thank you very much for commenting. Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much for liking. And thank you very much for donating. We really appreciate it.
That is so horrific. I'm so sorry. Your people deserve so much more global attention. I will tell my Indonesian friends about what is happening in Congo. Probably it's not going to do anything, but at least, you know, we'll be praying for your people.
The Mexican drug cartels just waged war on America. So an incident happened earlier where there was an illegal crossing taking place, and our military and our border patrol was taking action trying to stop it. And the Mexican drug cartels started shooting at our American military and our agents. This is happening currently at our border. Donald Trump must now take swift and decisive action in the situation. And don't forget, in those emergency orders that Trump signed, he deemed these drug cartels as terrorists. They need to now be treated as such. Unbelievable. Can't believe this is happening, but it is. I'm sure that more information and things will be unfolding, but yeah, Mexican drug cartels have now...
What are the rules of engagements for U.S. military in this situation? Anyone knows? Please drop a comment.
In 1981, a teacher had an unusual habit. He never called his students by their real names. Instead, he assigned them labels based on their future potential. Potential murderer, he called, and Callum raised his hand. Potential burglar, another boy responded. Potential cannibal, Joshua hesitated before lifting his hand. The students found it strange, but amusing. A dark joke they played along with. But later that day, Callum approached Joshua with a smirk. "Come over for dinner," he said. "I've got something special planned." That evening, Joshua felt a strange mix of curiosity and unease about the meal, its taste unlike anything he'd had before. He quickly dismissed the feeling as they shared stories and laughter. But as he walked home, a growing dread lingered, long after the meal had ended. The next morning, as roll call began, the teacher went through the usual routine. Potential burglar, Brian raised his hand. When the teacher reached Callum's name, he paused and simply said, "Callum." The teacher moved on. "Next one, Joshua," he said. Unbeknownst to Joshua, the night before, Callum had followed a homeless man into a secluded area, lured him in with the promise of help, and ended his life. Callum dismembered the body and brought the parts home. The boys were now not just potentials, but a...
I'm just wondering, how could he be cannibal if he didn't know he was going, eat human?
Internet is terrified because it's just been revealed that one of the deadliest mutant hybrid dinosaurs is going to be the villain of Jurassic World Rebirth, and you need to see what this thing looks and sounds like. It's been living on this island full of dinosaurs that were too dangerous to be used in the original Jurassic Park. Not only is it being described as basically the ultimate apex predator, but it's also one of the scariest looking dinosaurs we have ever seen in this franchise. The trailer only showed off 3 shots of this dinosaur. It's called the D-Rex, and just from its leg alone, you can see how massive this thing is. Now, this is the shot of the D-Rex as a child. Just look at its face. Look how terrifying it is. They made it look like this because they took inspiration from 2 of the biggest movies in the world. But before I show you those movies, listen to what it sounds like. As you can see, this thing looks horrifying in the darkness, and it may even seem familiar to you because it took 2 massive inspirations. One of them from the Alien franchise. It looks very similar to a xenomorph, and the other inspiration is a Rancor from Star Wars. If you want more movie updates, make sure you're following me.
Honestly, it looks more like the Cloverfield monster.
I think I just discovered a massive money laundering scheme in California, and it has to do with this: homelessness. Some of you may have seen this headline: $24 billion gone missing. Gavin Newsom, no
Gavin
idea where it
Newsom.
is. And this money was supposed to have gone to tackling homelessness. Well, I think I may have just discovered what happened to some of that missing money. Okay,
What
so
happened?
this is San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria. He's been on quite the rampage in the last couple years, making all kinds of public housing deals. Except when you look into it, none of these projects make any sense. For example, $145 million for 407 units. Here's another one, $150 million, 270 units. This is absolutely bonkers. How is this going to solve anything? I mean, you walk around East Village in San Diego and it looks like a freaking dump. But that's not even the whole thing. It gets even weirder. In all these public housing projects, there's one investment group that pops up over and over again, which is the Chelsea Development Corporation. Chelsea Development Corporation. Chelsea Investment Corporation. So I go to their website and they say, Chelsea Investment Corporation is focused on creating and preserving high-quality, affordable rental homes. We take special pride in our ability to structure creative financing solutions that result in the development of award-winning housing that complements the surrounding neighborhood. And then I dig a little bit deeper and we find out that the Chelsea Investment Group is an investment fund that is based in the Cayman Islands. These are definitely the guys that you want to get involved with. But their HQ is in California, 6339 Paseo del Lago, Carlsbad, California 92011. Now it gets even sketchier. 6339 Paseo del Lago in Carlsbad is owned by this company called 13th and Broadway CICLP. 13th and Broadway CICLP is basically a shell company that's been formed by the Chelsea Investment Corporation. Okay, let's go back to this property report. Okay, so if you go back to the transaction history, you'll see that in October 2016, this headquarters, this building was sold for $3 million, $3.15 million. But in November of 2023, it's now worth $68.7 million. How does this make any sense? 2016, it was worth $3 million. Now it's worth $68 million. Then you look at the lender. It is the Housing Authority of San Diego. San Diego Housing Authority is not a bank, but it's certainly acting as a bank right now. $68.7 million to some investment group based in the Cayman Islands. Tell me this doesn't look like money laundering. I don't know. There's definitely some smoke here. None of this makes any sense. There's definitely, allegedly, I think something, these two are up to something shady. That's all I could say. Allegedly.
Government should be held accountable and punished.
Was there ever a story that you were telling that actually made your skin crawl?
Oh, man.
Stop. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna take them by boat back over there.
It's a heart attack.
Hey. I got the boat. All right, here. Is the boat off? Yeah, boat go. I see it. Looks like a diabetes kit here, so.
Oh. Oh man.
Put him on the deck up in the front. No CPR. Hold on. Hey, stay with me.
Why no CPR?
Stay with me.
This is so sad. That poor man. I hope he lived.
This verification 99% that Justin Bieber is the A-list celebrity in the Diddy video that everybody's been talking about. And when I show these, I'm going to show exactly how I know to you. We're talking about 3 separate news stories that when you look at them all together, it's over. Okay? You have the same source in one story talking about the A-list celebrity who is the victim on a tape with Diddy, who is terrified about it coming out. Then you have another source talking about Bieber's failing marriage, saying the exact same thing, exactly the same things, except it's about Bieber potentially getting divorced from his wife. Then you have a reference to Usher's involvement in this, and then a story about Bieber and Usher that just came out. And when you look at these all sequentially, there's one story from October, there's one from today, and there's one from a week ago. And when you look at them together, it's horrible. And then the second part of this video, Tupac Shakur's ex-girlfriend comes forward with a story about Diddy
This
Ooh.
is truly awful and a trigger warning. We are learning that at least 165 female prisoners were raped and then burned to death. This video shows where and when this horrifying mass rape took place.
Oh.
You are looking at inmates fleeing from a prison in the Democratic Republic of Congo. More than 4,000 detainees made it out that day. But before their escape, some of the men carried out the mass rape of 165 women, then set the prison alight. Most of those victims died in the fire. That's
Lord
according
have
to the United
mercy.
Nations. Only around a dozen female inmates who had also been raped survived the blaze. Now, fighting has been taking place in Goma as a feared and dangerous rebel group called M23 battled government troops for control of the city, which is in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. In a matter of days, the M23 rebels forcibly seized the city. Now, systematic sexual violence has plagued the Democratic Republic of Congo for decades. Now, with the conflict spiraling out of control, women and girls.
Oh my God. Protect the little children. Stop the riot. I want to get off right now. What is wrong with these foul human beings? Those poor women. The parasite be like, why is it spicy? Oh my God. Please help. Okay. Oh. Oh. Yay. Hmm. Oh, protect it. Hey, what are you doing? Uh-oh. You know, in spite of what's going on in the world, but when you see this, you calibrate your soul. You feel love. What is happening? Can someone explain, please? Salami Empire, at least 2 others. This story sounds like baloney.
An Aussie woman is warning others to avoid this common habit after she ended up in the emergency room. Gabby Moyles told Yahoo News Australia she's mindlessly picked the skin beside her fingernails for years, but never imagined it would land her in hospital. A week after picking at her skin, Gabby said, "My finger just got worse and worse. It was actually becoming quite debilitating and so painful." The 23-year-old explained her finger started to swell until it felt like she was carrying a big fat rotten tomato on her hand. After an unsuccessful round of antibiotics from her GP, Gabby returned to the doctor, who immediately referred her to the emergency room. Doctors there removed 2 milliliters worth of pus and explained that she'd been suffering with an infection called paronychia. Paronychia occurs when bacteria enters broken skin near the cuticle and nail fold and usually heals within 5 to 10 days. However, paronychia can have dire consequences if not treated quickly and can cause long-term damage to the nail. In rare situations, bacteria can go deeper into the finger and lead to bone infection. Luckily, Gabby explained her finger has since returned to normal after treatment, and she's now urging others to avoid her fate. She said, "Do not pick your nails, and if you do, go to the doctor right away. Don't leave it like I did."
Okay, this happened to most of us.
New video has resurfaced with DJ Khaled and Diddler. The Diddler, I know, we haven't been hearing a lot on him because of the new algorithm. Oh my God. So DJ Khaled is brushing his teeth with his gold toothbrushes, and Diddy comes up behind him and puts his hand on his face. Hey, man, you're making me nervous, pup. You're making me nervous, man. And they get up, and he's like, they both thank God for editing. They're like, we got to edit that out, dog. No, they didn't edit it out because you can see the whole raw clip here on the Titiculans. Now, my question is, to DJ Khaled, who you guys remember, when him and Diddler first met, they couldn't talk about the first time they met. There's an interview, and the Diddler says, yeah, we can't, some things you just can't talk about. And he's like, yeah, God, one, love, is what Khaled said. And then Diddy goes, yeah, but he came with a trunk full. Yeah, his trunk was full.
What?
What does that mean out there,
Yeah, what's that mean?
TikTok? When another man fills another man's trunk, like, what does that mean, huh? Like he put a banana in the tailpipe? I don't know. What do you think? We got another one?
Yep.
No, we don't. That's actually how they came up with it. People don't know. We the best! That came from the Diddler hitting his brown star from behind, and when he hit it, that right place said, we the best, daddy! That's where it came from. You guys didn't know? Oh, it's so cute. Where is DJ Khaled? I mean, there was a ceasefire, and you think he'd be like, woohoo, my people, but no, he's as silent as a fart that just squeezes out of your butt. Nobody even knew it came out.
You crazy.
Silent but deadly. DJ Khaled, we're coming for you, son. We got another one. Secret Service Sam out. Samson for president of TikTok.
He told Diddy, another one.
God will expose every person in your life who is not for you. You won't have to dig. The proof will fall right into your lap. I truly believe that. Eventually, the truth about every person in your life will become clear.
Amen. Ask God to remove everyone who is not for you and to redirect you. Trust me, He will show you.
Who can't pay attention and can't focus, and they are being impacted by the fluorescent bulbs, which are in the school, and then they are diagnosed with ADD and ADHD, which is interesting. Now, what was interesting was when Dr. John Ott put a lead sheet over the fluorescent bulbs, the children could focus again.
What?
Isn't it interesting how they banned lead? Remember that whole thing? Got to
Yeah,
get rid of the lead?
is that right?
Well, that lead actually blocks the rays which are messing with the health from the fluorescent bulbs. So if he shielded the bulbs, people could actually focus again and kids could pay attention again. So when you think about a lot of the stuff that we're not paying attention to, light is actually messing with our minds or healing our minds. And he showed that when fluorescent bulbs were exposed to children, they couldn't pay attention. Now think of what LEDs are doing, because LEDs are even worse than fluorescent because of the radio frequencies and their streetlights. As somebody just commented below, I can't stand fluorescents and LEDs, it's fake and gives me headaches. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Now what's also interesting is we always talk about smartwatches. This is a muscle test.
So what is the solution?
Avian flu forcing farmers to euthanize millions of egg-laying hens to stop the spread, leading to less supply and higher prices. Trying to keep their fridge stocked, some consumers are turning to a novel idea: rent the chicken.
We bring a chicken coop with 2 to 4 egg-laying hens to someone's backyard. 2 hens lay about a dozen eggs a week, and 4 hens lay about 2 dozen eggs a week.
Launched in 2013 near Pittsburgh, Rent the Chicken partners with farmers across the U.S. and Canada, offering 6-month rentals. Safety measures, Jen Tompkins says, have kept their flocks from falling ill. So if taking on chickens seems like the way to go, with no farm partners nearby right now, North Texans just have to drive down to Austin to pick them up.
And if it's not a good fit, they can chicken out.
I only eat organic eggs from, well, I don't know the name in English, but it's called ayam kampung in Indonesia. In English would be the Phyllis chicken, which don't make any sense. You know, they're not in cage, they're running around, and the eggs are small. It costs like $3 per dozen.
1931, Jose Erosa Peniche, a tenacious archaeologist, found himself staring into a previously hidden tunnel at the bottom of the southern staircase of the Pyramid of Kukulkan. With a heart pounding in anticipation, Peniche and his team decided to go inside. Carefully removing centuries of rubble from the chambers, they eventually reached a room. Peniche shone his flashlight inside and gasped. There was something strange staring back at him, something unlike anything he had ever seen before. Painted deep crimson and covered in spots, it had what appeared to be teeth glinting in the dim light. It was a jaguar, and just in front of it was a chakmul, a place for the hearts of sacrificial victims. But there was another secret lay waiting: 2 mysterious mosaic discs, and up to now, their purpose is unknown.
Okay. I've seen the movies, The Substance. It's crazy. The world is not what it seems, folks.
Donald and Barron Trump were written about in 1888 by a man named Ingersoll Lockwood, and apparently their whole life was predicted in this book. I need you guys, please stop giving me things to research, because I have not slept. Let's get into a book called Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. Already in the name, I'm like,
what?
Okay, weird. Apparently, 1888, Lockwood writes this book, and in the book, a 10-year-old boy named Barron and his mentor, Don. Let's not forget the fact that Don has a mentor named Pence. Anyway, Barron and Don go on a crazy journey, travel to Russia to find information on time travel and a big hole in the ground that is a portal to another time. I believe the book says that Don lives on 5th Avenue in New York City. Anyway, in the 3rd book of the book series, Don becomes president, and it's called The Last President, might I add. Seems a little bit fishy. Oh, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only, none of it's true. Anyway, seems a little fishy with the whole last president thing, because more and more we are inching closer to world government. That's a story for another video. But anyway, it's called The Last President. He becomes president and quote unquote fixes the economy, but the people revolt because he's a businessman, not a politician. Does that not sound familiar? This whole thing is weird. Now, I'm going to try to put this together as well as this other dude put it together. I saw a video about him and he broke this down so freaking well. But apparently, Nikola Tesla, who is a man that studied time travel heavily, also lived in New York City at the same time that Ingersoll Lockwood lived in New York City. And then also, it's just ongoing, y'all. It's not going to stop. When Nikola Tesla unalived, all his research was given to Donald Trump's uncle, John Trump, who is, I believe, a professor at MIT. Like, could easily say, okay, well, they obviously read this book and named Barron after the book. No. The whole Nikola Tesla, John Trump thing, it's not giving coincidence. It's really not. Like, this whole thing is crazy. Now, will I go as far as saying that I believe in time travel? I don't know. You guys know I am very open-minded, and I don't put it past the world to be true, but it's like, really? I haven't seen enough evidence, or I haven't dived down the rabbit hole enough to say I believe in it. But I will say, this is creepy. This is so creepy. And also, it's crazy because didn't they just say that they found a whole parallel universe in Antarctica or something? Also, apparently I'm saying Antarctica wrong. Antarctica? Like, what? In my last video, you guys were flaming me in the comments saying I was saying it wrong. Anyway, I also find it funny that the portal that they went down into was a big hole. Kind of sounds like what Admiral Byrd did when he went through the portal in Antarctica to get to the green land. I guess I shouldn't call it a portal. He went through a certain area in Antarctica to find out that it's actually green land. It's literally all in his journals. I did videos on it. Guys, this is weird. I don't know. At the end of the day, I really need you guys to love me enough to stop giving me things to research, because you know I'm going to keep making videos about it. Anyway, as always, make sure you guys like and follow and comment down below what you think. Also, follow my YouTube. I'm going to put it above, and my backup TikTok account, it's going to be right there too.
I get a feeling about Barron every time I see him. You know, he's going to be important in some way, for good or bad. I don't know.
If you just added those three things to your morning routine, you'd change the entire trajectory of your life. You know, going out in sunlight, grounding, and learning how to do breath work. And then as you get more money, get a genetic methylation test, the same test that Dana White did.
How much does one of those cost?
$600 to do it through me, but you don't have to do it through me. There's other great companies. Get 5 specific genes looked at: MTHFR, MTRR, MTR, AHCY, and COMT.
And you do this for a cheek swab?
You do it with a cheek swab. You swab your cheek, you put it in a little test tube, you send it to the lab, and then the results come back to you. For the balance of your lifetime, you will never guess on what your body is deficient in. You will know what it can methylate and what it can't. And then just start supplementing for the sake of deficiency, not the sake of supplementation, and step back and watch what happens.
So what do you do with the people who just are lazy and they don't want to help themselves?
Yeah.
And they're there.
They are not lazy. They're lost. Lazy is a symptom. The source of the laziness is they're lost. The young man, maybe your husband, ladies, I've gotten this call before. They're not lazy, they're lost. In other words, if you look at the science behind of why we procrastinate, a large portion of procrastination is depression. And I can't think of a more debilitating emotional state than feeling lost. That's a very real emotion for, let's take a young man or a married man that's got a family, and all of a sudden he realizes, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I don't love my job, or I've just been laid off. That person is looking for clear direction in their life.
Not knowing what to do, biggest mind killer there is.
Stop what you're doing and listen to this. This is one of the most terrifying things I have ever heard. And we have heard some messed up things over the past 2 weeks, but this one probably wins. The president of El Salvador has made an agreement to take deported immigrants from the U.S. and put them
I heard
in
about
prison
that.
there, regardless of what country they're from. If you don't think that's bad enough, here's the next step. They are also going to take American citizens. Let me repeat that. They are going to take American citizens into the worst prison system on the entire planet. Take some guesses about who they could be targeting. If you don't think this is serious, you have a problem. The stuff that is going on in this country is so incredibly messed up. And this is one more horrifying thing, and I don't know how much worse it can get.
Freemasons would...
I mean, what are your sources?
Worship a secret God, and this is the name of him. I'm going to decode the symbolism so you can understand it. This represents God's consciousness, and it streams down to 4 sections for the 4 bodies of God: a lion, a bull, a man, and an eagle. These are the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac: Taurus the bull, Leo the lion, Scorpio the eagle, Aquarius the man. You see this in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The man, the eagle, the lion, and the bull surrounding Jesus. The 4 fixed signs represent the 4 bodies of consciousness. Aquarius is an air symbol, which is the mind. Taurus is an earth sign, which is the body. Leo is a fire sign, which is the spirit. Scorpio is a water sign, which is the emotion. This is God's consciousness streaming down to Yahweh. Yahweh, the name of God, means I am. God's consciousness goes to I am. I am goes into the 4 bodies of your consciousness: the body, the mind, the spirit, and emotion. Every single one of us are an extension of the divine presence of the universe. Jesus actually represents you, a manifestation of God's consciousness. Stop worshipping Jesus and embody his qualities into your life so you can live like God. The church has just muddled this up and created a religion so you give away your power. The secret God of the Freemasons is the self. This is why they all focus on self-mastery to achieving high states of consciousness.
New Age BS. Don't fall for it. Jesus is real.
Let me tell y'all a true story. Be simple and watch this video to the end. What is going on in the District of Columbia? This video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's
Stop playing me, son.
I'm documenting you. No. What you doing here? What is that?
What
is your business? Look at this shit. I ain't never seen this shit out here, y'all. Look at this. Me either. Never seen it. Look at this. Something's going on. Every street is blocked down. What are they doing here? She's over exaggerating. Come on.
This guy.
Shut up!
Shut up!
Shut up! Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes only. That lady don't know what she was talking about. She was exaggerating. Those were just black trucks driving around. Shut up! You see what's going on out here, guys? Get ready. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys, and I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out. Because apparently, to me, it looks like it's just trucks driving around, stopping at every corner. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys, and that lady was acting up. She was screaming too much. Over-exaggerating. Always was a truck of lights. Nothing to see here. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys, and you know what's next. Matter of fact, I don't know what's next. None of us knows what's next. Every day is something new. Don't you say it. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys, and you better watch out for District of Columbia. Nah, I'm just playing, guys. I'm on my way there right now. But I tell you one thing. If I'm ever out there and I see black trucks with red and blue lights, I'll go the opposite way.
It feels like an umbrella corporation, you know, from Resident Evil.
Okay, I think it's time we talk. Mind you, I've discussed this book before, but it seems very important now. And if you don't know what this book is called, it's called The Baron Trump Collection. Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump and His Wonderful Dog, Bulger. Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, The Last President, or 1900. It's written by Ingersoll Lockwood, and its first publication was in 1890. This might be a 2 to 3 part series because I'm going to need you guys to comment, so we need to open up discussion. The only thing that I can say in one word that this book is strange. Let me do a little reading of the back really quick so you understand kind of what this book involves. So basically there's 3 books in one. It says, filled with exotic flights of fancy, the Baron Trump tales feature his titular character, a wealthy boy who lives in Trump Castle. The young fellow embarks on time-traveling adventures through human history. Through his travels, he meets societies of people and tribes from long ago, picking up aspects of their language and social customs. Accompanied by his faithful and protective companion hound, Bulger, the young baron navigates a variety of adventures and surmounts many obstacles. The final book in this volume discusses the rise of a U.S. president. In the book, his name is Don, and he has a mentor named Pence. Set in America, torn by division and dissent, there are references to a hotel on Fifth Avenue in New York, and an election of an outsider candidate ensuing in a chaotic atmosphere. I'm sorry, did you hear what I said? Let's not forget that Donald Trump's Uncle John Trump got Nikola Tesla's trunks of information. His information on supposed time travel. Now, I get into a lot of different, what you would call conspiracy theories that have panned out to be very much true. I'm not saying I believe this book or don't believe this book, but what I'm saying is it's strange. It is beyond strange. And there's a couple people who have broken this book down and still they think it's strange. There is a guy that I follow on here that engulfed himself so deep in this book. He had a wall of pictures and timelines and things stringed amongst each other. To say the least, it is exceptionally mind-blowing. And if you don't believe in time travel, you're going to consider it after this book. I really need you guys to comment because I want to make this a couple parts because it is so in-depth. Tell me, what do you guys think?
Watch the movie Wag the Dog. In the movie, the fixers trying to keep a presidential scandal from being exposed, create a fake war and then a fake hero.
Okay, check this out. Watch this.
If you look at the country of Turkey, at the far right-hand side, you will see a mountain called Mount Ararat. It is 12 miles from the Russian border. On a Turkish map, it's called Noah Ungamshi, which means Noah's big boat. That's the name of the region. They've got signs, you drive right up to it. In 1978, there was an earthquake, and either it lifted up or the ground dropped down. I don't know. The result's the same. It is now sticking up out of the ground about 18, 20 feet. But radar scans show that there are deck timbers, some kind of huge timbers in there. They find iron rivets in there. The ark was bolted together. They knew about iron back then. Not a problem. You can see some of the rivets at the Wyatt Museum south of Nashville, Tennessee. It used laminated wood, 3 layers of wood glued together with a tar-like substance, pitch, made from tree sap. And there's no grain in the wood. Interesting. It's almost like the trees didn't have growing seasons. And the ark has apparently moved down several miles from where it used to be. It used to be way over here at the left at a little village called Kazan, which in Turkish means village of 8. Village of 8. Now, wait a minute. There was 8 people on that boat.
Follow or subscribe to see much more.
God is amazing. Tobacco and smoke are very different things.
Modern day giants, the giants of big tech trying to break out of the simulation. Early this week, President Trump made this announcement.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate.
Project Stargate is a collaboration between the United States government and the giants of big tech, including Sam Altman, who tweeted this week, "Build monuments in the desert." And on January 4th, it's supposed to either be about 1, the simulation hypothesis, or 2, the impossibility of knowing when the critical moment in the takeoff actually happens. What does Project Stargate have to do with the simulation hypothesis? This article from The Atlantic, written in 2016, makes the connection clear. Tech billionaires want to destroy the universe. In the article, journalist Sam Criss actually says something Luciferian persists in the techno-gnostics of San Francisco. Criss's article is referencing a publication by the New York Times, where interviewing Sam Altman, journalist Tad Friend says, many people in Silicon Valley have become obsessed with the simulation hypothesis. The argument that what we experience as reality is in fact fabricated in a computer. 2 tech billionaires have gone so far as to secretly engage scientists to work on breaking us out of the simulation. This idea of breaking us out of a simulation is not a new idea. In historian Flavius Josephus's account, Antiquity of the Jews, concerning the Tower of Babylon and the confusion of tongues. Now it was Nimrod who excited them to such an affront and contempt of God. He was the grandson of Ham, the son of Noah, a bold man and of great strength of hand. Nimrod would build a tower too high for the waters to be able to reach, and would avenge himself on God for destroying their forefathers. The Tower of Babel, or the Gate of God, was intended to be a stargate that Nimrod could go through to avenge himself on God for the flood. If you research actual Gnosticism, the premise is that Yahweh, the creator of this universe, is evil, known as the Demiurge. This is the religion of Nimrod. In this article from universalfreemasonry.org, The Historical Origins of Freemasonry, The Legend of Nimrod. The universal sentiment of the Masons of present day is to confer upon Solomon, king of Israel, the honor of being their first Grand Master, but the legend of the craft had long before bestowed, at least by implication, that title upon Nimrod. This was the first time ever that Masons had any charge of his science. Nimrod's science. The same science that Nimrod was doing just after the flood in Babylon, the Gate of God.
But I did want to say I'm thrilled we get to do this in the United States of America. I think this will be the most important project of this era.
If we are in a simulation made by the God of the Bible, then base reality is what we know as heaven, the throne room of God. Is this beginning to make more sense to you? Two tech billionaires have gone as far as to secretly engage scientists to work on breaking us out of the simulation, that they'll emerge out of this drab illusion into a more shining reality. Sam Altman.
I think this will be the most important project of this era.
I feel like we're in warp speed towards the end. What do you think?
4 times NASA said that the Earth was flat and non-rotating. The very first requirement for landing an aircraft is that the Earth is flat and non-rotating. This one's in the general equations of motion for a damaged asymmetric aircraft, rigid body equations of motion over a flat, non-rotating Earth. These are all on the NASA website, by the way. You don't have to search hard. There's tons of documents. I just grabbed 4 of them. Another one about aircrafts. It says this simulation assumes a vehicle with 6 degrees of freedom and aerodynamic symmetry in roll, and the missile position in space is computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. This one's on how helicopters work. The helicopter equations of motion are given in body axes with respect to a flat, non-rotating Earth. If you still believe that we live on a globe, I don't even know what to tell you. TikTok, this is for entertainment only.
NASA is the biggest con in the world.
BlackRock CEO Larry Fink was getting questioned by 2 journalists when he pulled out his phone and took a picture of one of the journalists as a threat. We all know how much power this man and BlackRock have. It is alleged that BlackRock got power over governments, over corporations, and global policies due to its ownership stakes in numerous companies. I'll take a look at this video and you tell me, was that a threat or not?
Trump yet? Why are your bodyguards pushing away journalists, Mr. Fink?
They're simple questions. Is it that hard to answer a question that you need bodyguards and to swerve through traffic? Is the next 4 years going to be bad for business with Donald Trump in charge? Is peace the last thing you want on this world?
Look,
which makes more money for you, war in Ukraine or peace in Ukraine? Ezra Levant's my name, Mr. Fink.
Did you just take a photo of you?
Am I supposed to be scared? Is that a threat, Mr. Fink?
This dude just walks around?
A final and perhaps most amazing ghostly film comes from the dense forests of Romania, captured in the summer of 1975. This extraordinary footage was shot by a film crew working on a historical documentary about Vlad the Impaler and the origins of the Dracula legend. The crew was filming in the ruins of an abandoned village deep in the Carpathian Mountains. The site was chosen for its atmospheric quality and historical significance, having been abandoned since the late 19th century. As we watch the footage, we see the camera operator moving along an overgrown path through the crumbling ruins. Sunlight filters through the dense canopy above, creating a dappled, ethereal effect on the moss-covered stones. As the camera rounds a corner, emerging into a leafy clearing, an apparition appears in frame, The spectral figure is unmistakably that of a woman in a flowing white gown. What's truly remarkable about this apparition is its behavior. The ghostly woman appears to be dancing, her movements graceful and otherworldly. Her feet don't seem to touch the ground as she sways to music only she can hear. The figure is translucent, allowing us to see the forest behind her, yet her features are surprisingly distinct. Her long, dark hair flows around her as she moves, and her face, though difficult to make out clearly, seems to express a mixture of joy and melancholy. Intriguingly, the vegetation in the clearing appears to respond to the apparition's movements. As she dances, the tall grass and wildflowers sway in unison, despite there being no discernible breeze. The phenomenon lasts for several seconds, leaving the stunned film crew in silence. Is this a spirit reliving a moment from its past? Or could it be an elaborate hoax, perhaps using advanced projection techniques? If not, this haunting footage is one of the most compelling pieces of spectral evidence ever caught on film.
His narration is just transcendental. I saw that word today in the dictionary.
Years old, which is something that archaeologists often say 700 or 1,000 years old. If it's only that old, how do you get 30 feet of sedimentation on this tiny island in just 700 years? It looks like a much longer period that would be required to create that depth of sedimentation. It's a chronological problem that speaks to these statues being much older than we imagine they are. It's a very complicated issue. The issue of erosion is not so much erosion, it's the deposition of sediment over time. And you can see the dark bit is the bit that was above ground. And then they dig down and they find that it goes down 30 feet underground, this enormous thing. And this is not as a result of being exposed by erosion. This had to be excavated in order to reveal it. Right. And the issue is, on this tiny island,
our history book is missing chapters and chapters. Wow, look at that. The Zeno map makes me think about the Garden of Eden. You know, how it says 4 rivers flow out of it.
The help signs in LA. What are you talking about? If you go on Google Maps, type in these specific coordinates, there's an area, like a bunch of trash, but the trash spells help.
Oh, in the bird's eye view.
Yeah,
I see
it spells like traffic.
Yeah.
LAPD,
That's
police.
crazy.
Right? It's in a shipping yard, shipping containers, and there's things that say help in traffic. Bro, if you put two and two together,
it's real. Yeah.
Bam, it's like, is it trying to warn us about traffic? Stuff like that. Also, 2 men went on site. They were going through it. They seen kids' toys,
oh my God.
medicine in
Please
Spanish.
don't.
But this is the weird thing. Yeah. They found a tape in Spanish that said, present to another person. They're asking around locals. Oh yeah, all the locals know who it is. It's like some guy named Jose. So LAPD is like, who's Jose?
A guy named Jose?
Oh, is this one guy?
Is that guy's name Jose?
Yes.
Okay, that's what they told me too.
Yeah.
So everyone is still trying to get who made these help signs.
It's probably the victims.
Yeah, that's what I think. And even weirder, oh my God, on Google Maps you see a bunch of tunnels, but when you go to the site in real life, the tunnels are covered up with like rubble. So like you wouldn't see what's inside.
Nah.
That is wild, folks.
Y'all, it's not looking too good for JB. You can tell by this picture. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. He looked like one of them heads. You know what heads I'm talking about. No Diddy. Speaking of Diddy, maybe the Diddy shit really catching up to him. He looked like he's strung out. He looked like he just stressing, no sleep. Look at his eyes. Them Jones starting to turn to pandas. Y'all, you can definitely see the difference. Day and night. Totally different. He looked like he trying out for the Sniffles commercial right here. I'm telling y'all, something is definitely not right. Y'all know that his white father been saying a whole lot of shit, like he finna expose something. Could it be dealing with Justin Bieber? Could this be the reason why he looking so stressed? This man got on 4 pants, 3 shirts, and a sweater. He looked like he finna play on a movie Jarhead. I'ma keep y'all updated, but something definitely going on. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what y'all think going on with this man. Is he ahead? Is something getting to him about the Diddy shit? Or is his white father getting to him? Something getting to him.
Maybe he's just tired. He's a new dad, you know.
We so desperately need these cars in Canada. This is an EV made by BYD in China.
Yep, BYD. We have that car here.
BYD sells more electric cars in China than Tesla does. They are actually the #1 by sales volume manufacturer in the world. Unfortunately, our government has just put 100% tariffs. And what you saw, yes, he's literally able to parallel park without actually parallel parking, if that makes sense. And I believe this model is called the Denza 9. It's got full self-driving technology, and you won't believe the price tag. There you see all the recordings from all the cameras. You can access it very quickly, very easily. The interior looks amazing. Like, it is a clean-cut car. And I'm going to show you the self-driving in just a second. But this car, it's under $47,000. Where on earth could you ever get a car like that in Canada or in the US for under $47,000? That is why both Canada and the US implemented 100% tariffs on EVs manufactured in China. So if the cost of the vehicle, and I'm going to make this up, let's say it's $45,000. If they tried selling it in the US or Canada, it'd be $90,000. BYD makes an affordable EV. It's a little hatchback. It's under $10,000.
Hey, why?
Look it up, Xiaomi SU7. You'll be stunned.
Jesus is the reason why we are here today, bro.
You know, I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You know, whatever hard time I'm in, I always lean on Him.
We're all flesh. You know, we sin, and all sins are equal. You know, but He looks down on us as me of a proud son, and even when I make mistakes, He still loves me.
My faith is everything to me. But my favorite verse is Romans 8:18. The pain you have been feeling cannot compare it to the joy that is coming.
He made the ultimate sacrifice. Had His son die on the cross for our sins. He didn't have to do that. That shows like the type of love that He has for us.
Favorite Bible verse? John 13:7. You may not know now, but later you'll understand.
A lot of people look at Christianity like you have to be holy to be in it. Come as you are, and Christianity is for the unholy. And Jesus makes you holy. He clothes you in righteousness. So
what He did for our sins is something that I will always be in debt of.
Even when we stumbling and falling, He's still gonna hold us up and show us the right way.
What He did for our sins is something that I will always be in debt of.
You know, it doesn't matter what your life may look like right now. I know the power of Jesus Christ, and I know who my Lord.
Man, God is working, you hear? And I love they use their platform to glorify and honor the Lord. Praise the Lord.
This guy's wife thought he was crazy when he randomly bought thousands of puddings one day. But she never could have expected that it was actually pure genius. You see, Healthy Choice had been doing a promotion back then where people would earn 1,000 airline miles for every 10 product barcodes they turned in. But although most people didn't think much of it, David Phillips actually saw an infinite money glitch. He realized that as long as he was spending less than $1 per product, he would be earning more money back. And when David just began searching everywhere for the cheapest Healthy Choice items, that's when he came across 25-cent pudding cups. Since they were only being sold at a specific local warehouse chain, pretty much no one knew about them. So before anyone caught on, David just instantly bought the entire inventory, and then drove 200 miles to the other 10 warehouse stores and did the exact same thing. He ended up spending over $3,000 for 12,000 puddings. But since David couldn't even peel that many barcodes before the deal's deadline, he had the genius idea of donating this pudding to a local food bank and then collecting the barcodes from them afterwards. Although he was terrified that Healthy Choice wouldn't honor their agreement, they actually did. So David received over 1 million miles, or around $25,000. And he also got an $800 tax write-off from his pudding donation.
You know, they put this in an Adam Sandler movie, Punch Drunk Love.
Did you guys see that video where Diddy's riding like a scooter inside his jail cell?
What?
No. Really? How can he do that? No. He's pushing it. Is that Diddy for real?
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get!
Whatever I want, I have to get. What's next? Give me something else. What can't you do? I can do it.
Tell me, King, what niggas learn? In this game, fuck with us, niggas getting burned.
This guy's having a blast, fam. And why does the jail look empty? No. This is AI, fam. No, this is real. There's like an e-bike. This guy's me in the summer.
Wait, but why is it empty?
I'm sure certain celebrities and famous convicts have their own jails to get sent to. Even like infamous cartel bosses.
Actually, that makes sense.
For sure, they can't just put Diddy in the regular jail. Yeah, he would get.
Simpsons did it again. This time, their prediction sends chills down our spines. Imagine this. Airplanes from each state facing destruction one after another in the beginning of 2025. Sounds eerily familiar, right? In one unforgettable episode, Springfield is rocked by a string of bizarre airplane disasters. What makes it spine-tingling is how it mirrors recent real-life events. In the past few days, planes Alaska, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. have all been destroyed under mysterious circumstances. Coincidence? Or could this be yet another eerie prediction from the show that seems to know too much? What's even more unsettling is how The Simpsons depicted this chain reaction of events escalating global tensions and technological failures leading to chaos in the skies. Simpsons Tall Tales, Season 12, Episode 21. The family boards a train instead of a plane after Homer causes trouble at the airport. But the opening scene includes a chaotic airplane moment. Comment part 2 if you want a deeper dive into this chilling topic.
This episode never happened.
The Israel in the Bible is not the same Israel as today. And I know what you're thinking, and you're already jumping into conclusions, but hear me out. People are over here fighting and debating over a misunderstanding of what Israel actually means. They think that the modern Israel is the same as the Israel God promised in the Bible. It's not. In the Bible, Israel means two things. First, Israel was a person. In Genesis 32, Jacob wrestled with God, literally fought him all night long. And after that, God changed his name to Israel, which means he struggles with God. Second, Israel became a nation. Jacob's 12 sons became the 12 tribes of Israel, God's chosen people. But hear this out, they were not chosen because of their land. They were chosen because of God's promise. The nation of Israel existed under kings like David and Solomon. But guess what? They lost their land. They were exiled because they turned away from God. Fast forward today, Israel was founded in 1948 as a political state. But that's not the same as biblical Israel. It's not ruled by biblical law, not everyone there is a descendant of the 12 tribes, and the land does not define God's people. Faith does. So when people think that defending modern day Israel is the same as defending God's chosen people, no, you're missing the whole point of scripture. God's Israel was never about land, but about a relationship with him.
God promised land to Abraham's descendants. Many verses speaking of particular places that still exist today. What are you talking about?
She says this, and this is really scary. Let me see. Because she's talking about Kendrick Lamar.
She always talks truth though.
She talks truth?
Yes.
Well,
she talks
this
truth.
prediction would be crazy if it happens.
She always talks
But
truth.
hopefully this doesn't happen.
Sacrifice Kendrick. Don't say that.
Hold on.
They're gonna try to sacrifice Kendrick.
Oh,
Don't say that. Don't say that. I do. I'm out here on the West Coast. I'm in California.
This is Jaguar Ray, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I think they're gonna try to sacrifice Kendrick.
I know.
I think that's what the Super Bowl is all about.
Crazy.
No. And I don't want to hear you say that because what you be saying, it be coming to pass.
Yes, fam.
Like we gotta cast that down. We gotta not Kendrick.
Oh wait, so is she saying that?
Person to rule right now. Man, that hurt my soul. You hurt my soul.
That's a good point. Who would be a crazy person to remove right now?
No, but is she saying like sacrifice? Like in this big Super Bowl commercials, they start pushing out all that demonic stuff.
Yeah.
You think that sacrifice in a way that he's just gonna show that he's switching sides or like show that he's on that side for sure. I don't believe he's actually gonna get like done.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
This is just what she's saying. I'm just hearing what she's saying.
Yeah.
They want him. They want him gone.
Oh my God, why is she so creepy when she talks?
He's waking too many people up. He's waking too many people up. He's talking pure facts.
That's crazy.
People look at Kendrick like he's just another rapper. Truth is, he's an artist who knows how to rap very well. He is an artist first, but he is a true believer in
Take Tupac.
Yeah.
And he didn't thank Beyonce at the Grammys too. So be careful, Kendrick.